So we are back in 2011. I think I was in 4th grade or something like that. And this is important because this is where it all began. And I never liked being active. I despised it. I hated it. I have been participating in different sports, even at that age. I think I was 12 years old or something, 11 years old. I started playing handball because my mom thought it was a good idea. And I just remember, because handball is a sport where you run a lot. You run from the one side to the other side all the time. Yeah, I just remember me trying to keep up with the others. So yeah, I was always behind. And in this sport, it's pretty fast paced, so you have to keep up. And I was just out of breath, and I just hated it. Every chance I got to just sit on the bench, I took it. My mom had the brilliant idea that I should be a gymnast. So she put me on some kind of elite team in the town that I lived in. And they were just miles ahead of me in terms of their capabilities and athleticism and all that stuff. So I just remember I found some kind of a rolling chair kind of thing, and that was just much more exciting to me. So I sat in that rolling chair, and it could just roll around. So when my mom came to get me, she saw all the other kids exercise all this athleticism, and I was just rolling in this fucking chair. I didn't want to participate at all. She of course removed me from that team because it was not for me, because I wasn't at that level. And then came the most gay period of my life because she put me on another team. This was in the local town I lived in. And this was much more down to earth and slow paced. But this was something called rhythm gymnastics. So we had to dance. And I think I was one of the only guys on that team. And maybe this has also something to do with why maybe I was a little feminine or
very feminine
at that time of my life. And I just remember I thought it was kind of embarrassing, being on that team, because I don't want to dance, that's
fucking gay.
So, but I was a rhythm gymnast for like 2 years or something like that. And I got pretty good, I could do some, I wouldn't say impressive, but I could do front flips and things like that. Not anything special. But when it came to school and playing with my friends, I couldn't participate in playing tag or anything like that for too long, because I would just get out of breath and it wouldn't be enjoyable at all. And I also think that has something to do with why I never was that social, because all the activities they were doing, I thought was boring as hell, because I was not that active. But I didn't want to be active. I didn't want it because at that time, other things was more important. For example, playing video games and just relaxing and things like that. It wasn't to say that I didn't do anything adventurous and fun or nothing or something like that, because I was, but not to the degree that I would like to. But then came the next period of my life. This was in my country. When you get to 7th grade, this is when things get a little more serious. So we moved to a bigger city in a much bigger school, and this is in 7th grade. I was 13 years old. This is at a time where I became
a little chubby,
a little fat. And I just remember this. Oh my god, this was like the worst period of my life, hands down. I was bullied a lot, and I changed class 2 different times. I just couldn't figure out how to fit in with the rest of the fucking idiots. And they were idiots, just like me. But I couldn't see that. I thought I was the only idiot. I promise you I wasn't.
Stop the cap.
I was still pretty weird. I was a very weird kid who has had nothing figured out. It was very attention seeking all the time. But then one day something changed, because my dad told me that he was a pretty good weightlifter, you know, the sport, the discipline weightlifting. So I got inspired because weightlifting is where you lift weights and you grow and you
Get muscle and all that stuff.
It wasn't long before I went down to the local weightlifting club, which is actually pretty renowned. There are some people down there with some very impressive results. I think we had a woman who was the world champion for the 17th time in a row. That's pretty good. So I began lifting and I got pretty good pretty fast. And this is also where I got my first friend. He was also a
Little chubby boy.
so I had someone to relate to. And I think also he was the one who actually got me into weightlifting because we were the same age. Yeah, one day I remember looking in the mirror and, you know, doing this, some of this action, and then I saw, I remember so vivid, a little
tricep muscle mass.
some tricep muscle mass, and I was so excited. I thought, this is it. I'm going to destroy them.
I'll fucking kill them all if they fuck with me.
And that gave me hope. I just kept going for years, and I actually ended up winning the national championship 2 times or something like that, and club master and all that shit. So I got pretty good. I was still eating pretty bad food, I remember. I ate kebab.
Yeah, this one was spicy.
Almost with my friend, my little chubby friend there. Almost before every training session. And we would always end the training with chocolate milk. So the most important part was that weightlifting became a part of me and my daily life. And then one day I thought that I wanted to work out every single day. Not just 3 times a week. Because we were training 3 times a week. I wanted to train every day because we weren't allowed to train chest and biceps because we needed to be flexible in the discipline weightlifting. I got my own keys. This place was in like a basement in the local sports center. So I got my own keys and I began to train chest, triceps and back and biceps, all this shit. And this was at a time where I just saw insane progress in my physique, in my body mass.
Muscle mass.
And this was also the first time where I really began to feel confident and a little bit certainty. And I gained a lot of hope and gratitude and happiness. I was actually happy for once. Deep down I was happy. But then shit hit the fan. Or I should tell you that. Yeah, no. But then shit hit the fan. Because of alcohol. Because in my country, we begin to drink at a very young age. I think I was 16 and a half or something like that. I think it was in 2017. Yes, I was always pretty conservative with my non-drinking habits. I remember we were having kind of a poll in the class. And if you were pro-alcohol, you went to this side. If you were against alcohol, you went to that side. I was the only one who went to the against alcohol with some of the, Muslims. I tried to fight against the pressure in the beginning, but curiosity got the best of me. And the social life got the best of me. So I was invited to this informal party kind of thing where I didn't buy any alcohol or anything like that. My plan was not to drink.
Stop the cap.
But my friends of course had alcohol and there was girls. Yeah, I just wanted to be part of the fun and it was fun. I remember I was actually a little nervous to be trying alcohol because I thought I would, it's drugs. Alcohol is drugs. So I got a little scared. He poured up a drink for me, and it was like this much vodka in it. But I thought that was how it should be. That's how it should taste. And I looked at all the other guys and girls, and they just drank it like it was nothing. But it tasted like shit. Then I felt the effects. And I really liked the effects. It was pretty fun. I also remember that I over-exaggerated. So, I was playing drunk. I don't think I was that drunk. But
Look at this dude.
yeah, it was fun. But the problem is, this is where my downfall slowly began. Slowly but surely. And I began training less and less, and I got fat and depressed and anxious and began hanging out with the wrong people, and it was a shit show. Everything I had gained at that time, I pretty much just lost over the summer, over the vacation. And as I got older, I remember the transition from school to gymnasium. That was rough because I lost all my confidence and a certainty for my future, everything, hope. So I became much less social and all this shit. But that's a story for another time. We need to get to the juice, the meat. But then, gymnasium happened, all this shit. I needed to find some new friends. At that time, I actually didn't have any friends because I pretty much lost it all because I got depressed and I was much less social and all that shit. So one time, I was beginning to work out a little again for my own, just in a local fitness center. And I found this friend. I thought he looked fucking amazing, giant ass biceps, and I wanted to really just get back into the grind. One day I gathered up some courage to go speak to this guy. He's now one of my best friends to this day. And he probably is the main reason why I kept going to the gym, and he was like a external motivator for me to hit a workout with. He was the guy that I wanted to impress, and he was just he still is just an all-around good guy. But I also learned how to train and be alone in solitude. So this is when shit really got serious with my training, because I worked out every day, almost every day. I think I had one rest day because that's pretty important. This is also around the time where COVID-19 happened. I'm so glad that I used this period to my advantage, because this is the time where I learned
For real. What discipline is.
and how powerful it is, how much shit you can get done. I was working at a tree cutting factory at that time, earning my own money. I think I earned like, in that year, probably $50,000 or 250,000 Danish crowns. So when I went to work, I had to get on my bicycle and ride for like 20 kilometers a day.
Where you fucking coming from?
From home to work. Then I bought weights, or me and my friend bought weights so we could train regardless of the lockdown, because every fitness center in my country was locked down. So there was these outdoor areas where we could still make some pull-ups, and we could do some pull-ups, and we could do some push-ups, some incline push-ups. So we bought these weights where we first had to pick the weights up, put them in a bag. Oh my god, can you hear it in my stomach? And train and work out hard. We did pull-ups every single day for that whole year, I think. Almost every day we did pull-ups. And insane progress. I think I could do like 30 something pull-ups in a row with good form. And I remember my friend also told me that he looks back at that time with very, very good memories. It was hard. It was a little lonely, I will say that much, because but then again, everybody was lonely at that time because there was lockdowns. It didn't really matter if you were feeling alone, because it mattered what you did with that time where you were feeling alone. It gave me some purpose to dedicate my life to the craft of building my physique. And this was really what set me up for the long term. This year, 2020, or was it 2021? I think it was in the middle of 2020 to the middle of 2021. This was the time where I really began building my life. This video was actually supposed to also be about how you could apply some of these things that I have applied. But I think I will make that another video where I really go in depth of my training program, my diet and calories, all this shit. How to eat properly, how to use your discipline. I will make another video about that. But now you have some insight to my life and how I was able to build this physique and what I went through. Of course, there's a lot more to it. There always is. But this is just kind of, a rough story kind of thing. Yeah, thank you for listening to my story, and I'll see you in the next video.